All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Hello and good Monday evening once again to all of our listeners here at the We Book It podcast. I am your host, Coach. Welcome to another edition of Monday Night Raw Dog, and I am joined once again by my co-host and my producer. Different name, same old attitude. It is Sir Claudius in the building for us.
What's going on, Coach, man? Hey, still same old Claw, just undergoing a gimmick change, but gonna be a little bit more fun, but a little toned down than Big Daddy C, so I'm the good twin, not the evil.
Yeah, it's like that when Elias and Elijah were together.
Right, yeah. when he shaved his beard and and everybody was like confused, and then he had to go get a fake one until his real one grew back.
And Kevin Owens crashing out every week. No, that is Elias. That's Elias.
Right.
Stop it.
Real, man.
Well, we have the go-home show of Monday Night Raw heading into Crown Jewel, which is this Saturday at 8 a.m. in the morning. I will probably be missing the first couple matches because I trust my sleep. But either way, we get started right away as it is Roman Reigns, the OTC, kicking off the show. And, basically talks about why he wants to take out Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Says that these guys were tough guys coming in. They were wrecking havoc, which was good for them, but now they're just acting like a couple of bitches. And to which that got Bronson Reed to come out. Bronson Reed then even kind of invoked Roman's father's name, which kind of you could see Roman kind of wince a little bit when it was said. But either way, this eventually led to both of these men agreeing to a match at Crown Jewel, and it'll be, as Fritos predicted, an Australian street fight between Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns. My assumption, this is probably going to kick off Crown Jewel. This will be the opening match. But either way, we get another street fight like we did at Clash in Paris. And that is how the opening segment ends. See your thoughts on this.
I thought it was pretty good. Obviously, this feud, it's been top tier. You got two guys with Samoan backgrounds, and even though Bronson he's from Australia, he still has Samoan ties to him as well. But this is he's had some great rivalries since he stepped back onto the scene, and then this just adds to that list. So him and Roman definitely are a good mix to go against each other, and so definitely they're both good on the mic as well, so that definitely helps. And obviously Paul Heyman being there as an extra mouthpiece, that doesn't hurt, and so just a lot of layers to it. I think, like you said, the another street fight, for the second straight PLE featuring Roman and one of the guys from the Vision. So I think that this one just may be just as ruthless as the first go around. Mm-hmm. And I think this will be a good culmination to their feud. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bronson Reed wins this match, since he's never lost it. And Roman already was victorious the first time around. So I think it would help to have the heel get a nice little victory, especially in his neck of the woods in his own match. But yeah, I thought the promo was good. It definitely was a good way to kick off the show.
Yeah, I agree with you there on Reed getting the win. I think it will just add more substance to the storyline with Roman fighting the Vision. Because if Roman wins this, then I mean it's kind of status quo, and once again we're looking at the Vision of like, okay, they're not this big, great
dominant
faction,
Uh-huh.
that they're supposed to be. So I think I agree with you that it should be Bronson taking the win against Roman. We get to our first match of the night, which is a non-title match between the Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch and Maxxine Dupri. And I will say, this match, I had low expectations, but man, they blew it out of the water this match. Match of the night between these two, even with the couple of botches. Essentially, it started out with Becky being her heel self and not taking Maxxine seriously. Maxxine got a couple of offensive moves in, but it was nothing too crazy. However, it was when Lynch started really getting cocky when Maxxine started taking over, and even to the point to where Maxxine was hitting fisherman suplexes, hitting cross bodies off the top rope, hitting spinning kicks. It was impressive stuff, and there was actually an ankle lock as well that she put Becky in a submission move, and then also when Becky got her in the armbar, Maxxine actually countered out of that and turned it into a suplex, which was really impressive. And it was just a lot of back and forth, and there was a spinning kick that Maxxine hit that this was a botch, I think, I'm going to say it was on Becky's part because the ref was doing her counting, and as she hit 3, it was like a half second later that Becky kicked out. And they tried to play it off as best they could, but I think everyone kind of saw that. And then it was almost a second time that she messed up, but thankfully the referee just went ahead and stopped the count, and then Maxxine was able to kick out. So it was really a solid showing there. And either way, tensions boil over. They get to the ring outside. Becky starts taunting again, and the referee, she's actually taunting the referee as well. Then as we get to the count, the referee's counting 6, counting 7. Maxxine does get back into the ring at the 8 count, and then the referee speeds up the count and just says 9-10 and rings the bell. So that's that. Maxxine with a count-out victory over Becky, but it was definitely a storyline being built that Becky thinks that she's getting screwed over by referees because they're jealous of her. I do like that kind of aspect to it, but all in all, I thought really great match. Like I said, match of the night between these two. What do you think, Sir Claudius?
I will be honest with you. I missed this entire match. Let's just say instead of it being my piss break, this was my cooking break. I was, I was cooking some ribs while this match was going on. So, yeah. So, but I mean, I had Monday Night Raw playing in the background, but I couldn't hear much of anything in the kitchen. And plus, my girl's here, so I was talking with her. And so yeah. But I knew Becky had lost. So I knew that because she was the segment later on in the show. She was like complaining and shit. But yeah, I'm happy that Maxxine won. You know, I think it's good that she's getting some momentum. I think she can potentially, you know, challenge for that championship down the line, and so and possibly win it. You know, I think she's paid her dues, and so we'll see. You know, they're gonna pull the trigger and have her win her first major championship. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
All right, we get to our next match, which is Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. This coming off of last week when Lyra came out to help Bayley, who was being beat down by Rodriguez and Perez. Both Rodriguez and Bayley, both at ringside. Bayley was in her, I guess, hugger persona to start with, but then you could slowly see her change into her heel side throughout the match. The match itself, I mean, these two have great chemistry in the ring, but unfortunately, there's nothing really that was that stands out about this match except the finish, which was Rodriguez hits Bayley with the big boot. Lyra tries to help Bayley, gets distracted. Roxanne hits Pop Rocks for the win. But then afterwards, Bayley, in her heel form, pretty much grabs Lyra and says, "We have unfinished business," which during the commercial break, or as they return from the commercial break for the next segment, we see Lyra and Bayley both beating up Roxanne and Raquel backstage and security trying to break them up. So, I like I said, nothing crazy about this match. It was short and simple between two great competitors, and I like the back and forth that we're seeing with one side getting a victory this week, another side getting a victory that week. So it kind of keeps everything balanced, perfectly balanced, like all things should be. Thanos was right. But yeah, I mean, just nothing crazy, but a solid match and solid segment afterwards. See, what'd you think?
No way they took the lead. Wow. Okay. Jacksonville took the lead.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. Shit. Okay. All right. But no, the match, I saw the match. I think that's when I came in around that match after I got done cooking. The match itself was pretty solid, but I think my favorite part out of that was Bayley. She basically grabbing Lyra by the neck, you know, like she's a child, like you know, it's almost like a black mom going to grab her daughter out of school, like she called her doing something, like, you feel, get your ass, what you doing? It was like it was giving black mom energy right there, and so that was pretty funny to me. I was like, was she grabbing her like that, like she a kid, man? No, so yeah, I love this new Bayley, this, you know, split personality Bayley. So like I said, as with every single thing that happens, any changes to gimmick or, you know, heel and all this stuff, I would like to know the end game for all of this. Like, where is this lead to? Are they going to be tag team champions at some point, or what? You know, that remains to be seen. That will be an interesting dynamic, seeing Bayley and, you know, Lyra go against you know, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, who has also had her fair share of split personalities. Shout out Bray for inspiring these women to, you know, have these type of gimmicks. So, but yeah, I would definitely like to see those two teams link up down the line. And so yeah, those are my thoughts.
All right, we get to our next segment, which is CM Punk returning to the ring, and he wasted no time and immediately calls out Seth Rollins, saying that he's coming for the World Heavyweight Championship and that he's better than him, and everybody knows that he's the better man. However, LA Knight then comes out saying that he still deserves a chance at being the world championship. He applauded Punk on his victory against Rollins with the mixed tag team match, but it was just kind of a lot of back and forth, and that was when Jey Uso interrupted and said that he never got his rematch, to which Punk also says he never got his rematch, to which LA Knight responds and said, listen, you both had your chance, it's my turn now, and even went as far as to say to Jay that you should be focusing on the tag team championship with your brother, which then brought out Jimmy Uso, to which LA Knight says, Jimmy, I have no problem with you, but this man needs to stop acting like he runs the place when he doesn't. Well, Jimmy gets in the way of Knight and Jay, and then eventually Jay super kicks LA Knight out of the ring. Punk then starts talking and says, listen, I have no issue with either of you, but I want Jay to be the real him, not little Roman. To which Jay did not like that, attempted to super kick Punk, he missed. Then it was a punch to the back of the head that sent Jay flying. Then Jimmy, in retaliation, super kicked Punk, and everyone's just laid out across the ring. And eventually this becomes announced as a tag team match later on in the night, CM Punk and LA Knight versus the Usos. So a lot of takeaways from this segment, but a lot of great story development and character development. See, what do you think of this kind of promo battle between the three men?
It's funny because they mentioned during some, I think it was LA Knight mentioning some deja vu during the promo. I was like, yeah, it's deja vu, all right. All three of y'all yet again trying to vie up for this world championship as if y'all didn't just have a fatal four-way match. It's that's what it is. What it is. They all make a good case to have be good worthy challengers for the championship. I think at this point, have a triple threat match to decide who's going to face Seth Rollins at probably Saturday night's main event or the next PLE after this one. Was probably, I would imagine, well, it won't be Survivor Series. I highly doubt that. Probably maybe if they decide to do Bad Blood again, I could see it being at Bad Blood if they have it. And it was a great promo, great segment. The action is there. I think the really interesting part of it is with Jay. They keep teasing this heel turn, because he's basically crashing out right now. This is like crash out Jay at this point. At this point, and I think it's gonna get to the point where this whole thing, them thinking, basically telling him he ain't Roman or he's like a Roman light or something like that. I think it's gonna get to him and he's gonna crash out even more and really just go against everybody, and so, which will probably be good for his career. I think that'd be big time, for him to like get this crash out Jay as a heel would be pretty legit, and so yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that.
And breaking news, the Jacksonville Jaguars just beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh my God.
Cannot believe that.
Wait, no, I ain't talking about that, but so I had a couple of friends that were going against each other in fantasy, and it came down to this game. This final score 140.25 to 140.15.
Oh.
So my one friend, and he had Pat Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco, and Travis Kelce playing.
Oh
So
man,
he just needed literally 0.10, well, probably 0.11 to win. Like he more likely needed maybe like one, like Pat Mahomes will like get one more completion to win. Like that is crazy.
Oh man.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. And now the Chiefs are 2-3. Ooh, and Jacksonville is 4-1. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought that?
Man. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I got us off track.
Yeah.
So we get to our next match, which was set up earlier in the night when Asuka demanded Adam Pearce to make a match with Kairi Sane and Iyo Sky, and Kairi, not a fan of that, was begging Asuka not to have her fight, to which Asuka slapped her across the face and said, "Do it or else." And Kairi did eventually agree to it. More on that after the match. So
Abuse.
yes, very much so. And as Fritos kindly said in our group chat, he couldn't believe the type of gaslighting that Asuka was doing in her promo, which I mean I don't disagree with him on that. But anyways, pretty solid match between these two. Iyo showing her frustration with everything that's happened, took out a more aggressive side to Kairi, but it was actually a distraction from Asuka that let Zayn kind of recover and get the pinfall for the victory. And then after the match, Asuka demanded that Zayn hit Sky with some more, to which she did reluctantly. And you could see on her face just how upset she was doing that while Asuka is standing and cheering her on and mocking Iyo. So my two takeaways from this. Number one, this just means that Rhea and Iyo are going over at Crown Jewel, which I think we all kind of expected that.
Yeah.
But having Zayn win here was needed to keep building the storyline. And this will probably lead to another match between these two teams later on. Second thing, you can tell the crowd's already invested in Kairi Sane trying to do the right thing, but being, like you said, abused by Asuka. So when Zayn finally gets fed up and leaves Asuka, that is going to put her over as a babyface that she has not been in, I think, her entire WWE career. And this is just going to make Asuka an even better heel than she already has been. So everyone's winning from this rivalry right now, and that's why I really like it. But yeah, those are my two takeaways from this match. See what you think.
Yeah, honestly, like I enjoyed every bit of it because we know the chemistry just with all three of them, formerly known as Damage Control, which I'm glad that group is over. But no, yeah, we know the chemistry between Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Iyo Sky. Like whenever they any combination of the three are in the ring against each other, it's awesome to see. You're gonna get your money's worth. So it was great seeing this match. I will say the interference by Asuka did kind of, I didn't like it, but it is what it is. But we want to see. I want to see Iyo versus Asuka. That's the money match right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm cool with the tag match, that's cool. But like I want to see Iyo and Asuka go at it. I think that's one of them type of matches where really you stay tuned in and just let them go to work, let them showcase they skills. But yeah, I thought it was a solid match. I just didn't care for the interference part. I thought Rhea was going to help out, but apparently not. So, we'll see how things play out at Crown Jewel. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
All right, we get to our next match, which is a 6-man tag team match between AJ Styles, Penta, and Dragon Lee versus the Judgment Day. And I'm just going to come out and say it that while I did like this match with all the guys, why are we getting 2 commercial breaks for this crap? Like, this is
right. like for real, man.
Like, one,
what are we doing?
Okay. Like, one's okay because they had the first one early on in the match. So I'm thinking, okay, for commercial break, let kind of things start getting flowing. Then when we come back, boom, we're right in the middle of the action, and we're going to start seeing the pace pick up. Well, it did, but then they went to another commercial break. So I'm like, I'm already ticked because I thought this was a great match to begin with and a great storyline development because obviously there's tension between the Judgment Day and Dom. AJ and Dragon Lee are looking good as a tag team. And then you got Penta, who's coming after the IC title. It was good storyline development, but the flow just sucked. And that's what kind of killed this match for me. Anyways, how it came to a hold was Styles was lined up to be hit with a 619 from Dom. Dom was getting ready to hit the ropes, only for Rusev to come out, still ticked about losing last week to Dom and looking for revenge. So Dom tags JD McDonough back in, grabs his 2 titles, and runs away. But not before Rusev does get his hands on Dom, only to be accidentally super kicked by Penta, to which Penta just shrugged his shoulders and said, okay, whatever. But with McDonough back in the ring, AJ Styles hit the Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3. That's the match. And then afterwards, Styles grabbed a microphone and basically said that his match at Crown Jewel with Cena does not need a storyline, does not need a build-up. This is something that everyone is going to remember from this match, and left it at that. So really good stuff there at the end. Plus, love that Dom played the cowardly heel again. Probably not going to sit well with JD or Finn, who are already fed up with his antics. See, what'd you think of this match?
Hold on, real quick. I need to see this play.
You looking at that touchdown?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because I saw like just a caption that said he tripped and then somehow got back up and recovered for the touchdown. So I had to see that. That's crazy. That is crazy. Crazy way to lose. But no, this match was pretty good. Like I said, the chemistry with all these guys is amazing. Makes you want to see more. There's a lot of high flying going on in this match. Just all these guys, holding their own. And then the promo afterwards, like AJ said it best. Like at this point, you ain't got to sell it. Mm-hmm. Like, it writes itself. Y'all know the history. We already got the little vignette, the video package for it. And so, it is what it is. They ain't gotta shoot no promos, in the ring and nothing. They just show up day of, go to town. Like, hey, blow the roof off the place. I would imagine it's gonna be one of the, probably a co-main event or something. But
Mhm.
but yeah, I think this is gonna be a solid match because obviously we know like the top of their rivalry was a great time for WWE even during the Vince McMahon era because it marked this was around the time Shane McMahon made his big return and we had the return of the brand supremacy, the brand wars,
Mhm.
and SmackDown Live and the house that AJ Styles built. It was a great time. So yeah, I'm excited to see this match. But I enjoyed the 6-man tag match as well. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it.
All right, now we go to our main event, which is CM Punk and LA Knight versus the Usos. And what I was really surprised with on this one was how kind of short this main event was. But even in a short segment, it was still effective. We'll just go ahead and we'll cut towards the end. It was CM Punk getting ready to hit the go to sleep, but obviously that was broken up by Jimmy. Then Jey Uso recovered, speared Punk, only for LA Knight to interfere and break up the pin. Then Jey has Punk lined up for his splash after another spear, but gets distracted and goes after LA Knight, to which LA Knight avoids it. CM Punk comes in, hits the go to sleep, and exhausted from the match, he gets into the corner, only for LA Knight to tag himself in and take the pin and pin Jey Uso, basically jump starting him to the front of the line for a world title shot, which was genius and a very clever finish that we have not seen in I don't know how long we've seen something like that,
Yeah,
but it was a clever way to finish it. And
it is.
LA Knight and Punk were
Mm-hmm.
obviously tensed at each other, with LA Knight just shrugging it off and Punk kind of realizing what just happened. He's mad, and so the storyline development there is going strong. And then just the fact that Jey is so focused on LA Knight right now and getting his revenge against him, it's distracting him from his pursuit. So just really all around great stuff in this main event for a storyline. The match itself, nothing crazy, but clever finish. This was a go home show that needed to happen because Raw has been struggling the last
Straight,
couple weeks,
straight aiming.
especially leading up to WrestlePalooza. It was
Mm-hmm.
struggling.
Yep.
They needed this. This was a very, very good Monday Night Raw. Probably one of the better ones we've seen in probably the last couple months. So I was very happy with what I saw from everybody, from in-ring action, promos, backstage segments. It's getting me excited for Crown Jewel, which we talked about last night. See, our excitement for it is lukewarm. We're
All
not
right.
very we're excited for one or two matches and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're starting to get more involved and more invested in some of these other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens with SmackDown, but definitely a much better Monday Night Raw. See your final thoughts on the main event and the match in general.
The main event was pretty solid. Like you said, nothing to write home about. But just adds to the chaos, the intensity of the rivalry itself between these guys. Like you said, Jay. It seems like Jay has got a lot of distractions going on from all angles. You got the whole thing with Roman being there, and Roman trying to hype him up, and then you got his brother pretty much still somewhat against Roman and thinking Roman is trying to set Jay up and all this other stuff, and LA Knight trying to prove it, trying to establish his dominance and his right to to the gold, and same thing with CM Punk. It's just so much happening, and then it's like causing Jay to crash out. And I think we're heading towards the big crash out where he just goes basically ape shit and turns on everybody. And so so I don't know how they're going to execute it. I don't know what's going to happen this Saturday. We shall see. But yeah, I thought it was a solid main event. Solid show overall as we go into Crown Jewel. Like I said, they can't go nowhere but they can't go anywhere but up after Temu WrestleMania. So yeah, I think so Triple H's got some making up to do, and I trust that he will make it up to the fans after that debacle. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it plays out on Saturday.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for another edition of Monday Night Raw Dog. For Sir Claudius, I am Coach. Thank you all once again for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all of our content here at the We Book It podcast. We'll see you next Monday from Perth, Australia. It's an early Monday Night Raw.
Oh, actually, no. We will see you guys on Friday.
That's right.
Because just as it's our turn to do a little takeover for Freaky Fritos on SmackDown, Throwdown, Lowdown, Bring It Around Town, everything. We had Mike and Fritos step in last Monday, which we greatly appreciate y'all.
Yes, we do.
But the greatest host of this Monday this Raw Dog Monday show have returned, but it's our turn to get a takeover on Friday nights. So stay tuned for that. So go home SmackDown show for Crown Jewel. So we'll see what craziness happens in regards to Cody Rhodes and Drew and all those guys. So I know because Drew still want to get a shot at Cody, but I don't know if he's gonna get it. But he's got to deal with Randy Orton for the time being. So we will catch you guys on Friday, and then eventually on Sunday for our main Sunday show, and then next Monday, probably it'll be later on that day.
Right.
Yeah. After I get off work, probably later on after that either. So catch you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.